This podcast is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before starting or changing any supplement or peptide routine. Welcome, and thank you for joining me today. In this episode, we are going to explore KLOW peptides. We will take a deep dive into what they are, how they work, why they matter, and what the future might hold for them. My goal is to guide you step by step in a way that is clear, engaging, and easy to follow, so you finish with both a deeper understanding and a sense of curiosity to learn even more. Let's begin with the basics. Peptides are short chains of amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins, and when you link a few of them together in specific sequences, you create a peptide. These small molecules act as messengers in the body. They can signal cells to change behavior, regulate hormones, or even help tissues repair themselves. KLOW peptides are a specific class within this larger family. Their sequence and structure give them unique properties that are now being studied with growing interest. When people first hear the term KLOW peptides, they often wonder what the name stands for. In most cases, it comes from the letters assigned to the amino acids that make up their structure. Scientists use abbreviations so they can communicate quickly without saying the full chemical names every time. So when you hear KLOW, think of it as a shorthand that captures the essence of its design. Why should we care about KLOW peptides? One reason is their role in immune balance. Inflammation is one of the key processes in the body. Too little, and you cannot fight off infections. Too much, and you end up with chronic conditions that damage joints, blood vessels, or even brain tissue. KLOW peptides seem to help bring the immune system into balance. Instead of pushing it in only one direction, they appear to fine-tune the response so it is strong when needed but calm when it risks going too far. That kind of modulation is powerful. Imagine someone who deals with constant low-grade inflammation, fatigue, and pain. If a peptide could gently reduce that without suppressing the entire immune system, it could change their quality of life dramatically. Early studies suggest KLOW peptides may move in that direction, though more research is definitely needed before we can draw firm conclusions. Another area of interest is metabolism. Blood sugar regulation is one of the most important processes in health. When glucose is too high, it damages tissues. When it is unstable, people feel tired, hungry, or irritable. Evidence points to KLOW peptides helping to stabilize glucose regulation by improving how insulin signals are received and how the liver responds. It is almost like improving the clarity of a conversation between organs. The pancreas speaks, and the rest of the body listens more clearly. That smoother communication could help with energy stability, body composition, and even long-term metabolic health. Now, let's consider cellular energy. Inside every cell are mitochondria, the tiny power plants that make energy. Over time, they get less efficient, producing more free radicals and less clean fuel. Some research shows that KLOW peptides may interact with mitochondrial pathways, protecting them from stress and enhancing their function. Better mitochondria mean better energy, better recovery, and perhaps even slower aging on a cellular level. Think for a moment about how this connects. Immune balance, glucose regulation, and mitochondrial function are three of the biggest factors in overall health. If a single class of peptides can nudge all three in the right direction, Even modestly, the potential impact is massive. But what about performance? Athletes are always searching for ways to train harder, recover faster, and avoid injury. By supporting energy production and reducing inflammation, KLOW peptides may create an environment where muscles repair more efficiently after training. While the evidence is still mostly from animal studies or early trials, the concept is promising. Imagine finishing a hard workout and bouncing back quicker, not because you pushed through pain, but because your cells had the tools they needed to recover properly. Of course, anytime we talk about peptides, we have to consider safety. One of the attractive qualities of peptides in general is their precision. Because they are based on natural amino acid sequences, the body often recognizes and clears them more easily than synthetic drugs. That does not mean they are without risk, but it does mean their side effect profile can be milder. For KLOW peptides, researchers are carefully studying dosage, delivery methods, and long-term effects to build a clear picture of how safe they really are. Let's pause and zoom out. Peptides represent a new frontier in medicine. Instead of only using large proteins or small synthetic chemicals, we are now exploring the middle ground. Small chains of amino acids that can slip into pathways and fine-tune biology in ways that feel almost elegant. KLOW peptides are just one piece of this puzzle, but they highlight the creativity of modern science. Looking at the bigger picture, peptides like KLOW may be useful not just for individuals seeking performance or longevity, but also for those managing chronic health challenges. They may offer new tools for clinicians who want to support patients in ways that existing treatments cannot. Imagine a world where you can prescribe a targeted peptide sequence that nudges the body back toward balance without overwhelming it with side effects. That is the vision that fuels much of the excitement in this field. We also have to acknowledge the challenges. Developing peptides into therapies takes time. They must be tested in clinical trials, regulated by authorities, and carefully monitored in practice. There are questions about stability, storage, and delivery. Some peptides are best injected, others may be designed for oral or nasal use, and each method comes with trade-offs. These details matter because they affect how consistent and effective the peptide will be for real people in everyday life. Still, the progress is encouraging. With each new study, we learn more about how peptides like KLOW interact with receptors, influence signaling pathways, and create systemic effects. Scientists are mapping out which amino acid sequences create the strongest responses, which modifications extend half-life, and which combinations may synergize with other treatments. This is the frontier of personalized medicine, where we design molecules not just to treat diseases, but to optimize human potential. This podcast is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before starting or changing any supplement or peptide routine. Thanks for listening, keep learning, and stay curious.